My name is David. The general vision of the book is that Queen Henry VIII, excusing which set the parade, which European national declares church waiting to the bars people simultaneously don't allow it. He created his church to marry and many times of the ones he climbed to the throne ladder of the war obsession between the different royal houses. One of the rows the doors have on the region need in strange their youth in that is when their Henry age urgent need so they continue to the third leg and see Henry 70 marrying current of the Aaron with his Henry age done because he went to the man of the lands with Spain bodies was the keep Catherine's dowry in England to the point of everything of marrying her which is we it took so long for his preparation to return her to the Spanish court.
Hi, I described the King Henry VIII is the main character. Ruled England for 36 years, presiding over a sweeping change that brought his nation into the Protestant Reformation. He famously married of six wives in the search for political alliance, marital bliss, and a healthy male care. His desire to annul his first marriage without papal approval led to the creation of a separate Church of England. Of his marriages, two ended in annulment, uh, two in a natural deeds, and two with his wives behind him for adultery and treasons. Uh, his children, Edward the Sixth, Mary the First, and Elizabeth the First, I will each take their turn as England monarch. Thank you.
My name is Ibarra, and then I will describe the secondary character. The secondary character reimagined the sixth wife of the King Henry VIII, but it emphasized on the two of them, Queen Catherine Parr, who was the last of his wives, and his maid Margaret. They are part of the narrative of each chapter of the book, because to find the latest writing by each of the wives of Henry VIII, begin to break down the history of each of them, the impact they have on this regime and the tragic end of his deed. It is decided that he lost one of them in the childbirth, two of them were divorced, and the other two were Scots. And dramatic end for those queens. Focusing on Catherine Parr as a secondary character is to say that she was born in the year 1512 and being the last young wife. She was Queen Consort of England and in turn has been the young woman who was married the most, for time to be exact. And Henry was a third husband. She was the only daughter between Thomas Parr and Horton House. Catherine was partly responsible for the upbringing of the daughter Henry and had from his first two marriages, who would later become Queen Mary I and Queen Elizabeth I. She again affected control and was able to rule as she Sophie. She managed uplift finances and assemblies for Henry French campaign and signed out 5 royal proclamations. She always stands firm, along with her strong character and remarkable dignity. She said that the one she loved was Thomas Seymour, but she had to marry Henry because his family had to be the Queen of England. But Henry did not want a wife, but a friend, and such affection reflected in her affections every time she took care of him. He made her his queen. Finally, Henry died and Catherine was left a widow, but she married weeks later with her Olaf Thomas, from which she had her only descendants. Princess Mary and Seymour Catherine had a desolate but peaceful marriage, and who will say that years later the whole story will be impregnated in the hands of her maid Margaret, a young and astute maid, but with much to know, and who instituted was support for Queen and Catherine Parr. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Victor, and I'm going to talk about what I think he did right or wrong. Okay, We can start by saying that he was a very cultured man. He liked art, science, music, and other things. But he had his bad aspects, like, for example, I don't know, marrying six women, leaving aside his previous partner just because he got bored or didn't like her anymore. Okay, and as well as his ideology of creating a church to do what is convenient for him, send his ex-wives to the downer or send them to kill to be calm with his new partner. Thanks.
After reading to the book, it's understand that the crimes, conspiration, ambition, exhibition, power, murder, and the other types of bad behavior, these are the kings or the queens of the South. Story for the most part very few away from the perseverance, very worse, but unfortunately today the glitter of the luxury and human miserably are sticks into the mind to those tellers.